Welcome to HDTV. You now rocking with your boy. Now, I've been trying to put this video up about Dak. For some reason, it's not uploading well from my phone. So, well, what can you do? You got to do other things. So, Dallas Cowboy fans basically are walking around acting like Tony Romo won a Super Bowl. You know, they're acting like Dak just didn't come and save their team. Because, first of all, Tony Romo, as much as, everyone talks bad about him, Tony wasn't a bad quarterback. If you look at his stats and then look at him, how he played, his only problem was he turned the ball over at the wrong time, or he messed up at the wrong time. He just was snake bitten. And that kind of made his career go down the drain. Once he started getting injuries, they paid him all this money. They finally put a line around him, but it was too little too late. And he started getting hurt, and everything. And it was just crazy. It was like every year, like it was something. So basically, this. Ever since Dallas won their last Super Bowl, which was 95, they've lost in the division in 96, and 97 they went 6-10. Then 98, 99 they lost in the wild card. Then they didn't make the playoffs for 3 years after that. They went 5-11 from 2000 to 2002. 2003 they lost the wild card. 2004 and 5 they didn't make the playoffs. They lost the wild card in 2006. They made the playoffs again in 2007 at 13-3. That's when Romo was, of course, the head guy. With Wade Phillips as the coach, they lost in the divisional to the Giants, who eventually became the Super Bowl champions that year. And then they didn't make the playoffs the next year. Back in 2009, they lost the divisional under Phillips. And then they had Garrett. They had Phillips at first, and they fired him and moved Garrett in place. They went 6-10. Then they went 8-8, 8-8, and 8-8. So they missed the playoffs from 2010 to 13. They made the playoffs in 2014, 12-4. They lost the divisional. And basically, they lost the divisional to the Packers, I believe. They were in the wild card, I believe. And then 2015, they went 4-12 because Romo got hurt. Now, the following year, they drafted a kid in Prescott. Jerry Jones never wanted Dak Prescott. He wanted Johnny Manziel at first, but the son, Steven, was like, no, we need to go get an offensive lineman. So what they did was they went and got Zach Martin, which was the biggest pickup for them because they just went on a run that year, and that's why they went 12-4. And then Tony Romo got hurt. In 2015, his body was breaking down from all the hits he was taking. And then in 2016, he got hurt in that preseason game. And then that's when Dak Prescott took over, and he never looked back. But the year before, there was 4-12. So 13-3, Dak was good. And then the following year, they lost because Zeke Elliott's off the field issues. He was lifting up girls' shirts. This girl accused him of sexual assault, which was a lie. But he basically got sat for the rest of the year, and they went 9-7. They missed the playoffs. They came back in 2018. They were struggling early. The running game wasn't looking good. Zeke wasn't good. Dak was doing as much as he can. He really didn't have any good receivers. He had decent ones, below average. But everyone tries to make it seem like he just basically had the talent from the get-go. Oh, he has a running back, so yeah, the running back does his part, but it's a team game. Dak was making throws to help them win games and bring them back. 2018, they came back once they got Amari in a trade, and that's when they took off. They won the first round, and then they lost in the divisional. The defense they were done. They basically went down, but Dallas scored early with the throw to Amari, and then Talib took him out the game, and then the running game didn't do well. Dak was trying to bring him back, and it didn't work well. The defense couldn't stop the run. Now, then they went 8-8 because they couldn't win and get things done. So when we look at the situation, the problem with Dallas has always been their play calling. Dak isn't Tom Brady, okay? He's not Troy Aikman, okay? He's not those guys, okay? Listen to me again, Cowboy fans. He's not Troy Aikman. But this is the problem. Everyone act like Troy Aikman didn't have a team when he won. Troy Aikman had Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Jay Novacek. Nobody brings Jay up. They just want to say Witten was the best tight end, like Jay Novacek never existed. You had Daryl Johnston. Then you had a guy named Alvin Harper, and you had Kevin Williams, a speedster in the slot. So Troy Aikman had weapons, but I didn't hear anybody saying then, oh, well, Troy's getting carried by his team, because Troy was getting carried by his team. Troy, what happened in the games when they didn't have Emmitt Smith? They didn't do well. But you guys don't use this argument with Troy Aikman. You give Troy a pass because, oh, he won 3 Super Bowls. Yeah, because he had a stacked team. And what was the key factor in his Super Bowls? They had a top-ranked defense. Let me explain that to you again, Dallas fans, because you guys are very slow. You guys don't know what you have. You don't know what you have at all. You guys are saying, for one, Zeke lost a step. Zeke ain't lose nothing. Zeke is fine. The problem with Dallas has been the play calling, the mental toughness of the Cowboys. You don't have that in a coach. Now you have it in Mike McCarthy, because Mike McCarthy is the reason Green Bay won, because he mentally made his team better. A coach's job is to keep you from being flustered, is to keep you from messing up. A coach's job is to put you on the right track. Now, does Dak have to improve on things? The only thing Dak has to improve on is getting better. That's it. He's going into his 5th year. For what he has done in his first 4 years compared to Romo's first 4 years starting. Okay, let's look at this. Romo's first 4 years starting. Okay, he went 13-3, then 9-7, 11-5. He lost the division. Romo didn't win anything yet. Romo didn't win until, I believe, 2009, when they lost in the division, because I believe they were a wild card, and then they went to play Minnesota, and Minnesota just tore them to shreds. I believe it was that one, and then they lost to the Packers. They played them in the divisional because I believe they were a wild card team, and then they played against the Packers. But in his first 4 seasons, Tony Romo threw a lot more picks than Dak Prescott. He took a lot of hits more than Prescott, which means is he hold the ball too long. Now, all this wasn't Romo's fault. Romo's offensive line never was to the caliber it's ever been in. It's never been that awesome. The offense that Jason Garrett and those guys ran, that is built for Romo because Romo is basically a drop back and can sling the ball everywhere. He can. Romo can sling the ball all game, but that doesn't win you Super Bowls. Dak Prescott is a game manager. Tom Brady is a game manager. Now, I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady because Tom Brady is a better quarterback. In situations, Tom Brady excels. Sometimes Prescott does, sometimes he doesn't. But since he's entered the league, he's had the most wins of any guy in his class. That means Jared Goff. That means Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch. All of these guys, you guys want to rate ahead of Dak Prescott. Carson Wentz is injured prone. He's a good quarterback when he's healthy. He is awesome when he's healthy. But that is a part of being quarterback. You have to be healthy. Dan Marino played in a league that was way harder. They hit you late and everything. They was knocking you out. But Dan Marino stayed healthy. Warren Moon stayed healthy. Guys stayed healthy. Troy Aikman was getting concussed a lot in his career. But this is the double standard that the fans love to bring up. Oh, he got Amari and all that. What did Amari do? What did Amari do? Amari Cooper, you guys love to say he made Dak better, right? But y'all don't never want to say Dak made him better. What did Amari do in Oakland? Let's look. He was in Oakland. He was drafted 2015. Okay? In Oakland, what Amari did, he played in 16 games his first year. Games started was 15. Okay? He had 130 targets for 72 receptions. 1070 yards, 14.9 yards per reception, 6 TDs. Okay? Those are good numbers for a rookie receiver. Now, let's go to his second year, which was 16 games he played, 14 he started. 132 targets, 83 receptions, 1153 was his total yards. Now, 2017, Amari Cooper, he dropped some. He was targeted 96 times. He played in 14 games, started 12. He had 48 receptions for 680 yards. 7 TDs. The problem was people figured out how to guard Amari. And then at that time, the Raiders weren't that great. Now let's go to 2018, where he basically played in 15 games, started 15, played in 15. Now in Oakland, he had 6 games he played. 6 games started, 31 targets, only 22 receptions, and 280 yards. 12.7 yards per reception, and he had 1 TD. When he went to Dallas, he had 76 targets, 53 receptions, 725 yards, 13.7 yards per reception, and then 6 TDs. So he had 2 good seasons early on, and then his 2017 and 18 was off for the Raiders, and then he got better. He came back and had 119 targets, 79 receptions, 1189 yards. So if Dak is such a bad quarterback, how is he getting these stats? Amari isn't the person who made them better. Dak has played with the team. He's a game manager. He gets the ball to the guys he did. Now, you guys as fans said he can't throw the deep ball. He ranked third, I believe, second in throwing the deep ball accurately. Then he put up the numbers. You guys was trying to say, oh, well, we still lost. But he has the best record of any quarterback who came out his class. Now you guys are pushing the goalpost back. Now let's look at another argument you're saying. Then you said he couldn't make the top 100, right? He ain't make the top 100. He's made the top 100, but guess who didn't make the top 100? Carson Wentz. So if Carson Wentz is so much better than Dak, why did Dak make the top 100? This is your argument. And he made it in 42 or 46, one of them. He made that list. Now guys like Skip Baseless trying to say, man, it was a sympathy. It wasn't sympathy, nothing. Dak has been the most disrespected quarterback since entering the league. You guys act like nobody can have any talent, right? Okay, so he got this talent, right? But Troy Aikman gets a pass. He gets a pass. Joe Montana gets a pass. Joe Montana had Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig, Eric Johnson at tight end. Shall I keep going? Steve Young had Jerry Rice. He had Ricky Waters. He also had Terrell Owens. So Brett Favre had Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks. He had Sterling Sharp before Sharp got hurt. He had Edgar Bennett, Dorsey Levens. He's had some talented teams. Now, you guys are trying to put all the blame on Dak when it wasn't his fault. Last year, the defense was terrible. Demarcus Lawrence, see, this is a guy who keeps getting a pass. Is Demarcus Lawrence. Demarcus Lawrence gets a pass every time. Let's look at him. Let's look at him. Now, let's see. So, in 2018, right, and 17. Now, Demarcus Lawrence didn't really start catching on until 2017. He came in 2014, and he was on the bench, and as time went on, he started getting better. Now, he had a down year last year. Okay? He had 16 QB hits, where it went down from 23 the year before last year. Tackles for losses, he dropped to 10. Assists, he dropped to 15. His solo went to 30 from 42. He had 64 combined, but dropped to 45. Now, I'm trying to see his sacks. My apologies, you guys. So Demarcus Lawrence basically went from 14 in it because his early part of his career, he came in 2014. He didn't really do much. Then his second year in 15, he had 8 sacks, 20 assists, 31 solos. So he had a total of 51 tackles. Now, he put up 14 and a half sacks in 2017, which has been his best year yet. 2018, he had 10 and a half. And then last year, he had only 5 sacks. You hear me? He had 5 sacks. Now, let's look at another guy. Now, let's look at another guy who was on their defense. Now, Jaylen Smith, everybody was raving about this guy, right? Had the horrible injury, had a great bounce back year. Now, in 2018, he had a monster year, 115 total tackles, 76 solo, 39 assists, 4 sacks, 4 passes deflected. In 19, he had 139 total tackles, 80 solo, 59 assists, 2.5. So he balled out. Demarcus Lawrence played like crap. And as a total defense, they played like crap. So Dak Prescott, who just proved to you he can throw, he almost threw 5,000 yards. He almost threw for 5,000 yards. He did his part, so he earned his money. So you guys have a problem with Dak Prescott getting a deal. Dak is worth 40 to 42 mil a year. Yes, he is. And he's not going to be in Dallas for much longer. Dallas is going to mess up and let him go. Dallas was dead in the water. The year before, everybody's memory is just so lost. Tony Romo got hurt. No quarterback could step in. Now you got a quarterback who's proven he's healthy. He can stay upright. Threw it to his receivers. His receivers had the most drops last year, but nobody mentions that. You guys will blast him. Jared Goff had a bad year last year, but nobody talk about Jared Goff. I wonder why is that. Carson Wentz, everybody like to brag about, oh, he played with some bad receivers and people. Carson Wentz had a great coach who knows how to put in the right personnel, who runs the plays to adapt to his personnel. Jason Garrett is not a head coach. Jerry Jones has been the problem because he wants a puppet as coach so he can show everybody, I can win with anybody. I don't need Jimmy. When you did need Jimmy. If you wouldn't have got rid of Jimmy, y'all could have probably won 5 or 6 Super Bowls in the 90s. At tops. Because Jimmy knew how to put the players in the right position. Jason Garrett doesn't know that. He doesn't know how to get his guys up for the right game. He don't know how to mentally make you better. Dak made Amari better last year and the year before last. He made him better. You guys aren't going to see that because you see Dak early in the season how he was throwing and you were like, oh, he wasn't connected to his receivers. If your number one receiver was Tavon Austin, a specialist, of course you're not going to do good. Now, I'm not saying Dak is top 5. No. He's about top 7, top 8 best quarterback in the league. But you guys act like he can't have help. But Patrick Mahomes, you guys love Patrick Mahomes, boy, right? Y'all love Patrick Mahomes. homeboy so much. Right? Y'all love Patrick Mahomes, boy, right? Y'all love him. Y'all love him so much. Let's see the team that Patrick Mahomes inherited. See, you guys act like Patrick ain't never had a team. This is the teams that Patrick was able to inherit. Andy Reid, since being the coach in Kansas City, he went 11-5 his first year. He had Alex Smith. They lost in the wild card. The next time they played, they were 9-7. They didn't make it. 2015, the Chiefs were 11-5. They lost the divisional. 2016, they made the playoffs again, 12-4. They lost in the divisional. Then they went 10-6, lost in the wild card. Then they drafted, who they draft that year? Patrick Mahomes, boy. Patrick Mahomes, boy, then came in and went 12-4. They lost in the conference finals. And then last year they won the Super Bowl. He took over a team that was built to win. He had help. So I just debunked all that you're saying that he didn't have help. He inherited a team before Mahomes got there. They were going to the playoffs. Before he got there, which was in 2017, I believe, 16-50, they were in the playoffs. They were a winning team. And he has a great coach in Andy Reid. So I'm tired of hearing this crap that, Dak didn't have a coach. Dak's defense was trash. The Chiefs added to that defense by getting Clark and then adding Tyrann Mathieu, which helped them win the Super Bowl. Because Tyrann Mathieu is awesome. I'm glad he got his life together after he left LSU because he was going downhill, but he turned it around and he balled out. And Patrick Mahomes has Tyreek Hill, who's better than Amari. He has Sammy Watkins, who's better than Gallup. And guess who he has at tight end? Travis Kelce. So stop telling me this crap that Dak has all that. Dak's team is mediocre. Michael Gallup can't get off of a jam. Amari Cooper, when he plays against a top 5 or top 10 corner who's physical, he gets taken out the game. That's why he sits on the sideline, because he mentally got taken out the game. And who does he have at tight end that equals Kelce? Not no old behind Witten, not Blake Jarwin. Jarwin ain't messing with no Kelce. The only thing Dak has that Mahomes didn't have, Mahomes had him in Kareem Hunt, but Hunt messed himself up. And then they got another running back who came in, Williams. Williams came in and balled out. So I don't want to hear this crap that Dak doesn't have this. Dallas fans are the most disloyal and fickle fan base I have ever known. And this is why you guys continue to lose, because you have no loyalty. You're loyal to a racist piece of crap owner in Jerry Bum Jones, who led the franchise in the toilet, but y'all keep buying the jerseys. Y'all keep going to buy the merchandise. Y'all keep going to tailgate. I used to be one of those blind fans back in the day until I was like, you know what? This bum here don't know what he's doing. And he doesn't. Every year they go into the Super Bowl, they lose. Now this year, I believe they could make it because Mike McCarthy is a way better coach that they've had since Bill Parcells and Wade Phillips. So the thing I'm trying to explain to Dallas fans is this. Stop dissing a man who is a 4th-round draft pick who outplayed his contract dramatically, has put up the numbers and has put up the wins. So I don't want to hear this crap. He was picked in the top 100. Carson Wentz wasn't. So I don't want to hear Carson Wentz is better than Dak when he's not. All right? So this video is gone way too long. I had to make another video because my other ones just kept on cutting out. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share this, and continue to support the page. We have some new guys who joined. So I'm up to 28, about to be 30 subscribers. So guys, please listen and subscribe to the page. I know some of these videos be long, but I love it being long because it educates you. It basically lets you listen. So then if you want to argue the point, just argue it in the comment section. But like I said, man, we out. Live boy.